The unexpected distance. Have you noticed that something feels different lately? The energy between you and your soulmate doesn't feel the same. The sweet messages have become shorter. The warm conversations have turned into awkward silence. Deep inside, you can feel that something is wrong, but no one has been willing to tell you the truth. Your soulmate is angry, but not for the reason you think. This isn't about a misunderstanding between the two of you. It's not because they stopped loving you or found someone else. The truth is much deeper, much more emotional, and it involves something that has been hidden from you for a very long time. Your family has become the center of a painful secret. Your soulmate never wanted to judge the people you love. In fact, from the moment they began imagining a future with you, they dreamed about becoming a part of your family. They imagined celebrating festivals together, sharing laughter at family gatherings, and building beautiful memories with everyone who matters to you. But sometimes, the people closest to us carry fears, expectations, and secrets that can quietly influence our lives. At first, your soulmate noticed small things that didn't seem important. Certain conversations felt uncomfortable. Some questions from family members felt unusually personal. Comments that were disguised as jokes left them feeling unwelcome and confused. They chose to ignore it. They told themselves, "Maybe I'm overthinking this. Perhaps they're just protective. Things will get better once they know me." Your soulmate continued showing kindness, patience, and respect. They wanted to earn everyone's trust because loving you meant respecting the people who raised you. However, there was one problem. No one told you what was really happening. There were conversations taking place behind closed doors. Opinions were being shared when you weren't present. Assumptions were being made about your relationship without giving your soulmate the opportunity to explain themselves. The most painful part? Your soulmate tried protecting you from all of it. They didn't want to become the reason you fought with your family. They didn't want to force you to choose between love and loyalty. So they remained silent. Days turned into weeks, and silence slowly transformed into frustration. Your soulmate began asking themselves difficult questions. Will I ever truly be accepted? Am I being judged unfairly? Is our future already being decided by people who don't understand us? Why is my partner unaware of everything happening? Their anger isn't simply anger. It is disappointment. They are hurt because they expected honesty. They believe that relationships are strongest when both people protect one another, not only from outside problems but also from hidden truths. Somewhere along the way, they realized that you have been kept in the dark as well. There are things about your family dynamics that no one has openly discussed with you. Certain expectations have been silently placed upon your future. Decisions about relationships, marriage, lifestyle, or personal choices may have already been imagined by others without including your voice. Your soulmate recently discovered something that completely changed how they see the situation. Someone revealed information they were never supposed to know. It wasn't a dramatic betrayal or an evil secret. Sometimes, the most painful truths are simple ones, truths that have existed quietly for years. They discovered that members of your family have been hiding their true feelings about your relationship. Some are afraid of losing influence over your decisions. Some believe they know what is best for your future. Others worry that change will disrupt traditions or expectations they have carried for generations. None of these fears automatically make anyone a villain. But hiding the truth creates pain. Your soulmate is not angry because your family exists. They are angry because honesty has been missing. They feel as though they have been fighting an invisible battle while smiling through family conversations and pretending everything is fine. Imagine loving someone deeply while wondering if you are truly welcome in their world. Imagine remaining silent to protect the person you love while carrying emotional wounds that continue growing. That is where your soulmate finds themselves today. The hardest part is that they don't want to lose you. If they didn't care, they would simply walk away without explanation. Instead, they are struggling emotionally because they see a future with you, a future worth fighting for. Their anger is coming from love mixed with confusion. They want answers. They want transparency. They want to know whether the relationship belongs to the two of you or whether hidden expectations will continue shaping it from the shadows. The truth they've been hiding is beginning to surface, and once it does, difficult conversations can no longer be avoided. Your soulmate is waiting, not for perfection, but for honesty. Because love can survive disagreements. Love can survive misunderstandings. Love can even survive family challenges. But love struggles to survive secrets. And this is only the beginning of a truth that has been hidden for far too long. Your soulmate spent many sleepless nights wondering whether they should tell you everything. Every time they picked up their phone to send you a message, they stopped themselves. They knew that once the truth came out, nothing would remain the same. The truth is not something they discovered overnight. It unfolded slowly, like pieces of a puzzle coming together. At first, they ignored the uncomfortable moments. They smiled when certain family members questioned their intentions. They remained polite when their achievements, background, or future plans were quietly criticized. They told themselves that families take time to accept new people. After all, every relationship faces challenges. They believed patience would eventually win everyone's hearts. But then something happened that changed everything. During a family gathering, or perhaps through an unexpected conversation, your soulmate learned that certain members of your family had been discussing your relationship long before they ever got the chance to truly know them. Their character had already been judged. Their future with you had already been questioned. Most painfully, assumptions had been made without ever asking them a single honest question. Your soulmate discovered that some people around you were hiding their real opinions behind smiles and polite words. Whenever you were present, they acted supportive and welcoming. But when you were absent, the conversations were very different. Questions such as, "Are they really good enough for our family? Will they change our traditions? Can they provide the kind of future we want for them? What if this relationship doesn't fit our expectations?" These conversations were never meant to reach your soulmate's ears. Yet somehow, the truth found its way to them. At first, they refused to believe it. They defended your family. They convinced themselves that perhaps the information had been misunderstood or exaggerated. Because your soulmate loves you, they wanted to believe the best about the people who raised and care for you. However, as time passed, more signs began appearing. Small comments suddenly made sense. Certain cold reactions no longer seemed accidental. Moments of exclusion became impossible to ignore. The puzzle pieces finally connected. Your soulmate isn't angry because people have opinions. Every family worries about the future of their loved ones. That is perfectly natural. What hurts them most is feeling as though they have been standing alone while everyone else already knew there was a problem. They began wondering whether you knew more than you were saying. That thought frightened them more than anything else. They asked themselves, "Does my soulmate know how their family truly feels? Have they been protecting me from the truth? Am I fighting for a future that other people have already decided against?" These questions created emotional distance between the two of you. Whenever they looked at your messages, they felt conflicted. Their heart told them that you are innocent in all of this. But their mind kept reminding them that silence allows secrets to grow. The anger they feel today is not directed entirely at you. In reality, it is a mixture of several emotions. Hurt, disappointment, confusion, fear, love. Most importantly, they are afraid of losing the relationship because of circumstances neither of you created. There is another truth they have been hiding from you. Your soulmate has been imagining difficult scenarios about the future. They have wondered whether they will ever truly belong in your world. They have imagined attending family celebrations while feeling like an outsider. They have imagined constantly having to prove that they deserve your love. They have imagined sacrificing their own emotional peace simply to avoid creating conflict. No one enters a relationship hoping to compete with hidden expectations. They simply want acceptance and honesty. Your soulmate is reaching a point where pretending that everything is fine is becoming impossible. The emotional burden has become heavier than they expected. Ironically, despite all of this anger and frustration, one thing has never changed. They still love you. If their feelings had disappeared, they would have quietly walked away. Instead, they continue thinking about solutions. They continue hoping that truth, no matter how uncomfortable, will eventually strengthen your relationship rather than destroy it. Deep inside, they are hoping that when everything is finally revealed, you will stand beside them. Not against your family, but alongside them in honesty and understanding. Because healthy relationships are never about choosing one side over another. They are about creating a future where respect exists for everyone involved. Your soulmate doesn't want to take you away from your family. They simply want to know whether there is room for them within it. The hidden truth is beginning to emerge, and with every passing day, silence becomes harder to maintain. Soon, a conversation that has been delayed for far too long will finally take place, and it may change everything. There is something your soulmate has been carrying in their heart for a long time, a fear they have never fully expressed to you. It isn't the fear of losing an argument or facing temporary challenges. It is the fear of waking up one day and realizing that your future together was quietly decided by other people's expectations. The truth they uncovered has left them emotionally exhausted. They recently came to understand that some members of your family have been holding on to a vision for your future that may not include the life you have been dreaming about. Perhaps it isn't intentional or malicious. Families often imagine what they believe is best for the people they love. They make promises to themselves about traditions, values, and expectations long before a soulmate ever enters the picture. The problem arises when those expectations remain unspoken. Your soulmate has begun to feel that they were invited into a story that had already been written. They have been trying to find their place in your life while unknowingly stepping into plans that existed long before they arrived. They have asked themselves difficult questions. Have decisions about my future with my soulmate already been made? Am I expected to change who I am to be accepted? Will I always be viewed as someone who needs to prove their worth? Is there a hidden condition attached to being loved by this family? These questions have become impossible to ignore. One evening, while reflecting on everything that has happened, your soulmate realized something important. Their anger isn't truly about your family's opinions. Everyone is entitled to hopes and concerns for someone they love. Their anger comes from feeling excluded from conversations that directly affect their future with you. They feel hurt because honesty was replaced with assumptions. Imagine planning a beautiful future with someone while hidden expectations continue growing quietly in the background. Imagine believing that acceptance has been earned, only to discover that certain concerns were never addressed openly. Your soulmate has spent countless moments wondering whether you have also been carrying burdens that no one has allowed you to speak about. Perhaps you have been trying to balance everyone's happiness. Perhaps you have been protecting both sides without realizing how much silence can hurt the people involved. The truth is that silence often feels safer in the beginning. Difficult conversations are uncomfortable. We tell ourselves that waiting will make things easier. Unfortunately, unresolved truths rarely disappear on their own. They grow. Your soulmate remembers all the moments when they imagined introducing their dreams to your family, sharing future plans, celebrating achievements together, and building relationships based on mutual respect. Instead, they have sometimes felt as though they were being quietly evaluated. Every decision became something to be questioned. Every success felt like it needed validation. Every effort to connect seemed to come with invisible expectations attached. Despite all of this, they continued choosing love. That choice has not been easy. There have been moments when they wondered whether walking away would hurt less than constantly questioning whether they belong in your world. Yet they stayed. Why? Because when they think about you, they don't see family conflicts or hidden truths. They see the person they fell in love with. They see kindness, dreams, and the future they still hope to build together. However, love alone cannot carry the entire weight of a relationship. Trust must stand beside it. Trust means believing that difficult truths can be spoken openly. It means knowing that both people are willing to face uncomfortable situations together rather than protecting secrets that slowly create emotional distance. Your soulmate doesn't want perfection. They don't expect your family to agree with every choice or immediately understand every decision. Real relationships require time, patience, and compassion from everyone involved. What they do hope for is honesty. They want to know that if challenges exist, they can face them together with you. Because relationships are not built during easy moments. They are strengthened during difficult conversations that both people are willing to have. There is one final truth your soulmate has been hiding from you. Their anger has slowly begun turning into sadness. They are tired of pretending that everything is normal when their heart has been carrying unanswered questions for so long. They are tired of wondering whether they are welcome. They are tired of fearing that one day they will be asked to choose between loving you and protecting their own emotional well-being. Most importantly, they are tired of feeling like a stranger in the future they have been dreaming about with you. Still, despite everything that has happened, they have not given up. In their heart, they continue believing that truth has the power to heal what silence has damaged. They believe that understanding can replace assumptions. They believe that respect can exist even when disagreements arise. And above all else, they believe that if two people are truly meant to build a future together, they must be willing to face hidden truths side by side. The secret is no longer staying hidden. The conversation everyone has been avoiding is coming closer, and when it finally happens, it may become the moment that transforms your relationship forever. For weeks, your soulmate has been smiling in front of everyone while quietly carrying emotions they never wanted to burden you with. Every time you asked, "Is everything okay?" they simply replied, "I'm fine." But they weren't. The truth is, they have been fighting an emotional battle that no one else could see. They didn't want to create distance between you and your family. They didn't want to become the reason for arguments or misunderstandings. So they chose silence, even when that silence was hurting them the most. Your soulmate has been trying to understand why loving you has begun to feel so complicated. They often replay conversations in their mind. They remember the moments when they felt welcomed and the moments when they felt invisible. They remember making an effort to show respect, kindness, and sincerity, only to wonder later whether any of it truly mattered. There were nights when they questioned themselves. Am I good enough for this relationship? Will I ever be accepted for who I am? How long must I continue proving my intentions? Why do I feel like I'm being judged before being understood? These questions slowly became heavier with each passing day. What hurts them the most is that they never imagined their greatest challenge would come from circumstances surrounding the relationship rather than from the relationship itself. In their eyes, loving you has always been the easiest part. Navigating hidden expectations has been the difficult part. They have been carrying another secret, one they have never spoken aloud. At one point, they almost decided to walk away. Not because they stopped loving you, but because they began wondering whether staying would eventually hurt both of you more than leaving. They imagined a future filled with constant tension and difficult choices. They imagined watching you struggle between keeping everyone happy and following your own heart. The thought of becoming a source of stress in your life broke their heart. So they considered sacrificing their own happiness. Their reasoning was simple. If walking away protects the person I love, perhaps that is the kindest thing I can do. But every time they imagined leaving, something stopped them, you. They couldn't ignore the memories you've created together. They couldn't pretend that their feelings had disappeared. They couldn't convince themselves that giving up would bring peace. Instead, they realized something important. Love should never require one person to suffer silently while everyone else remains unaware of the truth. Relationships are partnerships. They require difficult conversations, emotional honesty, and the courage to address uncomfortable realities together. Your soulmate is angry because they have been carrying responsibilities that were never theirs to carry alone. They have been protecting your feelings while quietly sacrificing their own emotional peace. There is something they wish you understood. They are not asking you to choose between them and your family. They are asking to be treated as someone whose feelings matter just as much as everyone else's. They want to feel seen. They want to feel heard. They want to know that their place in your life isn't dependent upon hidden approval or silent expectations. For the first time, they are beginning to realize that staying silent may actually be causing more harm than speaking honestly. The truth they have been hiding is this. They are deeply hurt, not by who your family is, but by feeling like they have been standing outside a door that no one is willing to fully open. And yet, despite their anger and sadness, their greatest hope remains unchanged. They still imagine a future where misunderstandings are replaced with understanding, where conversations happen openly.